New at 10 o'clock, an NAU professor is using lasers to check how healthy the Earth is. What he's found could help everything from climate change to wildfires and endangered species. 12 News journalist William Pitts explains how he's harnessing the same technology used in self-driving cars to help our planet.
This is a piece of the forest somewhere on Earth.
You can see that it's capturing the individual tree crowns.
An individual tree down all the way to the dirt. NAU scientist Chris Hockenberg did not walk in there to scan it. In fact, no one was within miles and miles of it.
Look, among all of the different ways that we can predict biodiversity, LiDAR works really well.
LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging. It's actually the same stuff that lets driverless cars see other cars and people. There's a LiDAR mounted to the International Space Station that shoots an infrared beam down to Earth. They also put it on planes to get even more detail.
And from the differential between when it hits the top of the tree and the ground, we can tell in that case, the height of the forest. What this map right here is showing us is the height of the forest.
You may be thinking, so what? Trees are tall, we know this. But what Hockenberg measures is more than tree height. It's how thick the forest is, what it's made of, how many different kinds of plants are there.
We can then infer things like habitat for mammals or birds. We may be able to tell, and my research shows that we can tell the species diversity of trees and plants as well.
That's called biodiversity, the number of different species that live across the country, places you can't drive to, places people may never even have walked through. For example,
and this is what it looks like when you are outside of Tucson.
That's pretty flat, not a lot of trees. Hockenberg can guess that means there's more habitat for deer.
Deer are going to prefer this sort of open habitat where there's places where they can hide.
And if there's less of the habitat, there's probably less deer.
We don't want to be losing species. Extinction is forever, and that is something that is terrifying.
The biodiversity map also shows how healthy a forest is, which, if you remember grade school science, is how we get oxygen in the atmosphere. And if the big LiDAR in the sky can show what a forest is made of, it can also tell people like firefighters what might burn. This chunk shows a piece of California redwoods that burned last year.
These are tall trees here, so these are upwards of 60, 70 meters.
Put it all together and it shows you how healthy the ecosystem is. And if we know that, we know how much work is left to do to help it survive. William Pitts, 12 News.
Good information. William, thank you for that story. The Powerball